KMES English Medium Junior College welcomes its 11th standard student for second online lecture for the subject of psychology. For the chapter second, branches of psychology. Branches of psychology. This chapter, branches of psychology, include following subtopics: 2.1 Introduction, 2.2 Branches of Psychology, 2.3 Career in Psychology. The main aim of this chapter is to make the student aware about the different branches of psychology and to provide them the knowledge how these branches are used in real life for building career. So let's study the branches of psychology. 2.1 Introduction. Students, in the previous lecture, we studied about the introduction of psychology. So, we studied that psychology is a scientific study of mind and behavior. Psychology is a science of mind and behavior. It studies conscious and unconscious phenomena as well as the feeling and thoughts. Going more in depth of psychology, we come to know that psychology is a multifaceted discipline. It includes many subfields of study. These subfields of studies are called branches of psychology. Introduction to branch of psychology. In this, we will cover about the following points in psychology: importance, scope, knowledge, branches of psychology and new branches. Importance. Psychology is an important science in modern times. It is a scientific discipline. Scope. Scope of psychology is getting wider and wider every day. It is used almost in all aspects of human life. Knowledge. Knowledge of psychology is needed to understand the behavioral problem of human beings. Branches of psychology. Nowadays, more than 50 branches of psychology are existing to study human behavior from various angles. New branches. Many new branches of psychology have been emerged. Example: sports psychology, cyber psychology, etc. Sports psychology has emerged as a new branch of psychology to deal with the psychological issues faced by sports persons. Whereas cyber psychology has emerged to deal with the rising online cheating and fraud, as Internet made financial transactions and social interaction has become easier, has given rise to such types of crime. Branches of psychology. In the last lecture, we have studied about the goals of psychology and history of psychology. We have studied that psychology did not emerge directly as a science. It was first a branch of philosophy, and it emerged as a separate branch in 19th century. Later, many more branches of psychology have emerged. Today, there are over 50 branches of psychology. These branches of psychology study human behavior from every angle to know how humans behave in different situations. Branches of psychology. The scope of any science depends on its uses. Psychology has its uses in studying human and animal behavior, which is classified in two ways, theoretical and applied. So, there are two broad areas of psychology, theoretical branch of psychology and applied branches of psychology. Theoretical branch of psychology is the concept-based study done in field of psychology to understand and learn about its mechanism. Whereas applied branches of psychology is based on applying and diagnosing psychology of human mind, animal, etc. Theoretical psychology. To understand theoretical psychology, first we have to understand the meaning, new information, connection and its relationship. Meaning of theoretical psychology. Theoretical psychology talks about general principles and theories. New connection. It deals with finding out new information. Here, for example, to identify the quality of successful students. Connection. It deals with finding out reasons of one's behavior. For example, what factor motivates students' behavior in the classroom. Next, relationship. It deals with finding out relationship between individual and his environment. For example, what are the causes of happiness and sadness among the people? All these examples deal with finding out new information, connection, relationship between individual and his environment. It deals with theorizing about individual responses, called as theoretical branch of psychology. Let's look at some of the branches of psychology that we will be studying in this chapter. Various theoretical branches. Following are the theoretical branches of psychology that we will be studying in this chapter. Developmental psychology, child psychology, social psychology, cognitive psychology, experimental psychology, and abnormal psychology. What is developmental psychology? It is a scientific study of how and why human behavior changes over the course of their life. Child psychology, it studies the subconscious and conscious childhood development. That is how child interact with their parents, themselves and the world. This helps to find out the mental development of the child. Social psychology. Social psychology is the scientific study of how people's thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions and goals are constructed within a social context. Cognitive psychology. Cognitive psychology is the scientific study of mental processes like attention, language study, memory, etc. Experimental psychology. Experimental psychology is the scientific and empirical approach to the study of the mind. It is concerned with testing theories of human thoughts, feelings and action. Abnormal psychology. Abnormal psychology is a branch of psychology that studies unusual patterns of behavior, emotions and thoughts. A person's thinking or behavior is classified as abnormal if it violates the rule of a particular social group. So, these are the various theoretical psychology that we will be studying about. Applied psychology. To understand the applied branches of psychology, first we have to understand the meaning, changes, guidance and help. Meaning of applied branch of psychology. Applied branch of psychology talk about adjustment problem in various fields. Changes. It talks about the change that is required for proper or better adjustment. For example, to know the factor that motivates the student behavior in classroom, to identify it and create a better classroom environment. Guidance. It helps to provide guidance or information to others. For example, to identify the quality of successful students and to use this information for guidelines of other students. Help. It is to help individuals to adjust to their problem. For example, to understand the cause of unhappiness and sadness among people, and to use this information to write down how you can help them to live a better life that will be free from such sorts of unhappiness and sadness. So, all these examples deal with applying the information to make changes in existing structure or condition and to solve the problem of individual by helping individual to adjust to their life. Now, let's look at some of the branches of applied psychology. Various applied branches of psychology. The different branches of applied psychology that we are going to study in this chapter are educational psychology, clinical psychology, counseling psychology, criminal psychology, sports psychology, and industrial psychology. Now let's have a quick review of each of these psychology. Educational psychology. Educational psychology, it is concerned with the scientific study of human learning, and the field involves the study of memory, conceptual processes, and individual differences. Clinical psychology. Clinical psychology focuses on assessing and treating mental illness, abnormal behavior, and psychiatrical problems, using a variety of psychological tests and therapies. Counseling psychology. Counseling psychology, it is a health service. It helps people with physical, emotional, and mental health issues to improve their senses of well-being. Criminal psychology. Criminal psychology studies the view, thought, intention, action, reaction of criminals. It is related with criminal anthropology. Sports psychology. Sports psychology involves the study of how psychological factors affect the performance and how participants in sports and exercise affect psychological and physical factors. Industrial psychology. Industrial psychology, this field focuses on increasing workplace productivity and related issues like physical and mental well-being of employees. Industrial psychology is also known as occupational or organizational psychology. Now, it is important to know that there are various sub-branches of psychology, both in theoretical and applied fields. But we have dealt with 6 in each of these fields. In the next lesson, we will be studying about each of the sub-fields in detail.